歡迎各位出席今日有關於葵涌邨逸葵樓出現多個確診個案嘅簡報會啦。咁今日出席嘅官員呢係包括食物及衛生局局長陳肇始教授、衛生署衛生防護中心總監徐樂堅醫生，同埋房屋署助理署長屋邨管理陸子維先生嘅。咁一陣間陳教授首先會發言啦，之後徐醫生同埋陸先生呢都會分別係發言嘅，之後再回答大家提問嘅。咁請局長。
好，各位香港市民、各位傳媒朋友，今日咧，我喺呢度咧就係要同大家咧宣佈咧，我哋今晚有一個行動。咁呢個咧就係喺葵涌邨葵逸樓嗰度咧係進行嘅。大家理解啦嚇。葵涌邨逸葵樓咧，其實至今咧已經係錄得咧係至少咧有20宗嘅確診或者係初步陽性嘅檢測嘅個案。顯然咧呢個咧令大家知道咧，我哋社區咧都已經係出現咗爆發。咁呢個情況咧係令人憂慮嘅。咁根據目前嘅調查結果顯示咧，呢個可能係由於一位咧喺海景絲麗酒店確診住客嘅一個家人咧，佢曾經咧喺1月13號咧係到訪葵涌邨3棟大廈，咁包括咧係逸葵樓嘅垃圾房去收集一啲物品咧，因而咧係造成今次嘅感染嘅群組嘅。咁昨晚咧大家留意到啦嚇，政府多個部門聯同袁國勇教授都親自咧係去到葵涌邨嗰度咧係視察。咁由於逸葵樓咧有多宗個案咧，都係遍佈咧唔同嘅樓層啦，或者係座向嘅單位。咁專家咧亦都初步認為咧，睇過晒同我哋嘅即係唔同部門嘅同事咧，都認為咧呢個唔係一個樓宇嘅結構性嘅問題，亦都係嘅環境因素咧係造成呢個即係唔係一個樓宇嘅結構性嘅問題嚇。咁所以現階段咧，逸葵樓咧係唔需要撤離嘅。咁但係另外一方面咧，雖然咧居民已經係進行咗喺19號咧係進行咗咧係一個強制檢測，咁而呢個強制檢測咧係一個圍封嘅強制檢測嚟嘅嚇。咁我哋亦都係得到當時咧都係得到一啲嘅結果，咁而呢結果咧慢慢咧亦都係顯示咧我哋係有一啲嘅確診嘅個案。咁當然咧最初嘅時候咧已經係喺嗰次嘅圍封行動咧都係做咗超過2500個嘅個案嘅嚇。咁喺呢個情況底下咧，呢啲感染嘅群組咧，都係涉及咧一個超級傳播啊，具有極高風險嘅。咁所以我哋有必要咧係要採取果斷嘅行動，避免咧呢啲嘅病毒咧係進一步咧係擴散。有見及此咧，政府咧係會宣布係對葵涌邨逸葵樓咧係發出限制與檢測宣告，咁進行咧為期5天嘅圍封檢測行動。咁係由今晚6點鐘至到咧係下星期3嘅早上，即係咧係1月21日至到咧係26日。所有嘅居民咧係必須咧喺逸葵樓逗留，咁並按照咧係指示由今日咧係至到下星期2咧，每日咧係接受檢測啦，同埋務求咧係找出咧或一啲潛伏嘅個案嘅。根據我哋初步掌握嘅資料咧，逸葵樓嘅居民大概咧係有2700人啊。喺呢5天嘅期間咧，政府咧係會設立第一係設立一啲臨時嘅採樣站啦，要求居民每一日接受檢測啦，同埋咧喺檢測之後咧係留喺屋企，減少咧交叉感染嘅機會。咁政府咧亦都會為呢個行動不便嘅人士同埋或者係長者咧去安排咧係上門去採樣嘅。咁為咗配合檢測嘅行動咧，政府亦都係會為逸葵樓嘅居民咧去提供膳食同埋咧係一啲防疫嘅物資，確保咧佢哋係得到支援。咁今次嘅行動咧係今次大家見到啦，房屋署同事都喺度，係由房屋署負責。咁當然有其他我哋政府多個部門咧都係支援嘅。我亦都鄭重咧喺度呼籲咧，逸葵樓嘅居民咧係唔好搬離佢哋嘅住所。現時咧，如果唔喺屋企，可能係翻緊工嗰啲咧嘅居民咧，大家係可以如常咁去翻去逸葵樓嘅。咁亦都係按照檢測嘅安排嚇。咁啊，此外咧，曾經過去喺2個星期到訪過逸葵樓 超過2個小時嘅人士咧，亦都係需要咧係按我哋早前發出嘅強制檢測公告咧，喺今日、聽日、後日、1月27日、1月31日同埋咧係2月7日咧係進行檢測。政府咧係會嚴肅跟進咧唔遵守呢個限制與檢測宣告同埋咧係強制檢測公告嘅呢啲嘅情況。咁啊，希望咧各位市民咧都係為咗保障自己朋友同埋咧我哋大眾嘅健康，去配合咧呢一啲嘅檢測，亦都係唔好咧係以身試法。我明白咧今次咧逸葵樓嘅行動咧都會為居民咧係帶嚟一啲不便嘅。咁但係呢個行動咧，其實咧係我哋係需要咧係盡快截斷社區嘅傳播隱形傳播鏈。咁呢個咧對於我哋整體嘅防疫抗疫咧，其實咧都係有關鍵嘅作用。咁亦都係讓居民咧係唔再需要咧係每日咧都係面對一啲染疫嘅一個陰霾，因為我都知道咧好多居民咧都係有啲擔心。咁而亦都係可望咧喺農曆新年前咧係恢復返正常生活啊，因為我哋一定要好快咁去處理咗，然之後咧希望咧可以盡快可以大家恢復正常生活。咁呢個都當然咧係可以保障到其他樓宇同埋地區市民嘅健康，以免咧係有一啲潛在嘅患者咧係將病毒咧係帶入去各區，因而咧係觸發咧新一波嘅感染群組嘅。政府咧亦都係希望透過呢次逸葵樓嘅行動，係有效中斷區內現有嘅病毒傳播鏈。我哋亦都係會密切監察嗰個整體嘅情況啦，亦都係就住未來係咪需要咧係對葵涌村採取咧係其他嘅行動。咁啊將按照疫情整體嘅發展同埋最新嘅評估咧會作考慮嘅。咁另外一方面咧，特別咧我都想做一個呼籲啦。我呼籲咧，目前咧喺較高風險地區居住或者工作嘅人士，包括大家其實喺我哋過去1-2天我哋喺430嘅張醫生嘅同大家講嘅一啲嘅地區啦，同埋一啲有啲嘅風險啦，包括當然係葵涌村一啲其他嘅樓宇啦。另外咧就係有香港仔啦，同埋咧又有深水埗嘅市民。咁佢哋咧就係都係我哋亦都俾咗咧係強制檢測公告，同埋咧亦都係加咗好多嘅流動採樣站喺當區。希望大家除咗係有啲強制檢測之外咧，都係願檢盡檢嘅安排底下咧，大家係前往一啲社區檢測中心或者咧係流動採樣站去接受檢測。希望咧我哋都係一定係要早發現、早隔離，同埋咧係早治療。其實面對本地嘅個案咧係陸續出現咧，我再次喺呢度呼籲咧，全港嘅市民咧一定咧係要做好防疫抗疫嘅措施，盡快咧係接種疫苗，同埋咧係減少咧係一啲不必要嘅社交接觸，尤其是係一啲跨家庭嘅聚會。只要咧大家咧係同心抗疫，我有信心咧香港咧一定係能夠克服咧係呢新一波嘅疫情。多謝大家。
請阿徐醫生。
好，各位記者朋友、各位市民，大家好。我簡單報告翻下呢個個案嘅一啲背景嘅歷史，同埋我哋而家個估算嗰個風險評估。呢個個案源自一個酒店嘅個案 C13045，係一個43歲女士，佢嘅丈夫即係 C103-13064，曾經咧係喺1月13日到達呢一個葵涌村嘅逸葵樓嘅收集站咧收集物資。我哋從佢嘅歷史初步都調查咧，估算呢一個個案曾經咧喺嗰個收集站咧，同一位清潔工人，即係一個初步嘅個案。今日張醫生都有報過初步個案啦，喺個收集站嗰度接觸過，將個病毒咧傳俾佢。嗱，如果呢個清潔工人咧每一日都需要喺大廈嘅唔同樓層需要清潔理垃圾嘅，所以咧唔排除佢喺工作期間咧係會喺大廈嘅唔同樓層咧接觸唔同嘅市民，導致到喺咁樣咧人同人之間傳播咗個病毒。嗱，琴晚咧防護中心亦都聯同咗袁教授啦、環保署啦、房屋署嘅同事咧實地考察過呢一個大廈裏邊嘅可能嘅傳播途徑。個結論就係咧，發現大廈都有一個傳播嘅可能性，亦都涉及咧成個個案係有20宗嘅個案，牽涉到咧13個單位、12個樓層嘅。咁 咁佢嘅樓層係唔同座向，咁所以咧睇翻整個調查咧，見到因為唔同座向，亦都睇翻成個調查睇唔到有任何結構性嘅問題啦，空氣流動嘅問題或者喉管問題。咁所以咧好大機會嗰個傳播途徑咧就係由一名超級傳播者喺遊走喺唔同樓層嘅時間咧，將個病毒傳俾唔同嘅市民。由於嗰個個案咧，我哋都睇翻。涉及咧係成棟大廈有2600個居民，咁所以調查團隊琴日嘅建議咧就係應該盡快為呢啲居民咧去做一個檢測，確保咧佢哋咧係未被感染。我哋而家嗰個初步嘅睇法咧就係呢位超級傳播者咧應該會係喺大概1月16至18日嘅時間咧，佢係最有傳染性嘅。咁即係呢段時間咧，如果係接觸嘅一個大廈嘅市民咧。市民會陸續喺個潛伏期裏面發病。如果以即係 Omicron 呢一個病毒大概3至5日傳播期咧，我哋相信我哋喺1月19日我哋第一次嘅圍封行動裏邊咧，我哋會發現到部分個案。但係我哋陸續嘅行動咧，應該會有其他個案咧喺潛伏期嘅中後段會發生嘅。咁所以我哋而家咧會作出一個5天嘅圍封嘅行動啦。咁我哋希望喺呢5天裏邊咧，從嗰位超級傳播者當時所傳播出嚟嘅病毒，而市民如果真係接收到之後，佢喺潛伏期後發病咧，會喺呢幾天裏面發現嘅。咁我亦都希望咧喺呢段時間裏邊咧，我哋揾到個案，盡快咧去做隔離。咁亦都可能喺呢段時間裏邊，有一啲喺公共地方裏邊嘅傳播咧，亦都希望喺呢5天裏邊咧揾到一個第二次嘅傳播嘅個案出嚟嚇。咁所以我哋整個行動咧就喺呢度啦。唔該晒。
係，跟住我哋想請阿陸先生係講一講嗰個行動嘅詳情嘅。
好，各位傳媒記者嘅朋友，大家好。咁就由於圍封嘅行動咧已經係開始咗啦。咁房署咧就會喺咧大概咧今晚咧7點鐘度啦，安排一啲嘅飯盒啦，送到去咧居民嘅單位嘅嚇。咁就居民咧亦都可以咧喺8點鐘之後咧陸續咧落去咧。喺逸葵樓附近嘅臨時採樣站咧做檢測，咁就採樣站咧個開放時間咧係會直至到咧今晚嘅12點。由明天開始咧，採樣站咧亦都會咧喺日間運作嘅，咁咧就使到咧居民咧有更多嘅時間咧可以去做檢測啦。我哋亦都會咧喺明天咧安排咧派送咧一啲早午同埋晚餐嘅餐盒啦，去到居民嘅單位。除此之外咧，就如果居民有需要咧，亦都可以咧向我哋衛生署喺呢條村嗰度設立嘅崗位咧，查詢呢一啲咧醫療方面嘅問題嘅嚇。咁咧就或者咧有啲嘅覆診啊嘅跟進啊，咁佢都可以提供一啲嘅回覆啊或者跟進啦。咁如果居民咧有任何嘅查詢咧，可以致電我哋嘅熱線嘅號碼咧係36179201同埋24279006。多謝各位。
好，以下落嚟答問嘅時間啦。咁由於我哋想俾多啲行家發問咧，咁每次大家問嘅問題係2個問題啦。咁同埋係用咪發問，每次問之前麻煩你講俾我聽你所代表嘅機構嘅。呢邊係3行最後一位男士。
係香港電台嘅，想問2個問題。首先就係其實而家距離16號都有幾日啦。其實喺一個逸葵樓咁即係開放嘅環境當中，咁大人流之下，而家先至作呢一個圍封行動5日，究竟個效用你評估其實係有幾大呢？同埋傳出去其他社區嘅地方嘅風險有幾大呢？第一個問題就係當局點解唔考慮將全部嘅逸葵樓嘅居民檢疫呢？呢個係咪同即係政府嘅人手嘅問題有冇關係呢？同埋條線係即係點樣劃？點樣先去決定即係作呢個定點嘅圍封而唔去做檢疫呢？唔該。
好，多謝呢位記者問題。首先呢，就係其實咧我哋喺1月19號咧。 因為我哋都發現咧係呢一個嘅地方咧係有一啲嘅個案啦嚇，咁所以咧我哋喺1月19號咧已經係做咗一個圍封嘅行動，同埋咧係強制檢測。咁喺嗰度咧，我哋亦都係發現咗咧係有一啲確診嘅個案。咁當然呢個咧一陣徐醫生咧可以再講多啲，因為咧呢啲嘅個案咧佢例如佢嘅潛伏期啊，同埋咧我哋係對於呢啲個案係佢幾時會有機會發病啊呢啲咧，其實都係一個風險嘅評估，同埋咧喺一個流行病學調查嗰度咧其實咧都有一定嘅即係又有一定嘅根據。咁所以咧今次嘅行動咧其實係一個進一步嘅行動，即係話我哋喺1月19號我哋做咗圍封嘅行動，做咗強制檢測。當然大部分嘅人士咧都係唔係確診，但係我哋亦都揾到確診，亦都係咧係喺一啲個案追蹤嗰度咧係揾到更多嘅線索。加埋咧，琴晚阿袁教授對於同埋我哋嘅同事咧，係去現場咁樣去視察，去將我哋整個嘅行動咧，其實今次嘅提升同埋咧係進一步咧係我哋覺得咧呢個係合適嘅。咁我哋當然咧會係覺得有效㗎。剛才亦都講咗啦，我哋咧係希望咧係進一步咧係截斷咧係一啲嘅傳播鏈，同埋咧係如果入邊咧係仲有其他嘅染疫嘅人士咧，其實咧我哋都希望咧係可以咧係盡快揾佢出嚟。咁至於點解係唔去檢疫中心咧？其實大家留意到咧，我哋以前咧例如係有啲垂直嘅傳播啊，或者咧係有啲大廈或者係有啲地方咧，佢係有一啲喉管啊，或者有啲結構性嘅問題。咁所以咧其實喺嗰度嘅居民咧都係要移離嗰個地方，因為咧嗰個地方咧可能咧係因為有結構性嘅樓宇結構性問題咧係會有風險。咁但係今次咧呢個情況咧係唔同。琴晚咧其實袁教授同埋我哋屋宇署同埋其他嘅部門嘅同事咧，其實咧都係詳細咧係檢查咗，其實亦都係確定咗咧係冇話一個結構性樓宇結構性嘅問題。咁所以咧我哋今次呢個行動咧係原址咁樣咧係去做一個圍封，我哋覺得咧呢個係適合嘅。或者請徐醫生都可以再解釋一下嗰個時間性嗰度。
從時序方面咧，其實嗰個我哋係19號得悉咧嗰晚，因為有一個確診個案啦，咁於是我哋即時咧就做一個圍封強檢，咁係19號我哋做嘅。咁啲結果錄咗喺20號翻嚟啦。咁我哋睇到啲結果翻嚟之後咧，亦都即時睇睇嗰啲個案嘅住嘅地方啦、座向啦、樓層啦，已經發覺嗰個樓層係比較偏散嘅嚇。咁但係我哋都冇延遲啊，即刻就係聯絡咗我哋啲專家睇睇咧個大廈有冇實際上一啲結構問題，導致到一個比較唔同樓層、唔同座向都受影響嘅一個可能性嚇。咁成個調查由19號開始冇停止過嚇，今日21號。咁喺嗰個調查上咧，一路追問，一路即係揾啲關聯咧，就發現到就係頭先我所同大家報告嗰個情況啦，就係可能嗰個傳播途徑就係由一個我哋認為一個超級傳播者啦嚇，佢喺一個個案感染之後咧，就喺工作嘅環境上，亦都喺咁嘅環境咧，至會去到唔同嘅樓層、唔同嘅地方，因為正正就係喺即係一啲要處理廢物嘅時候咧，喺嗰啲 lift 啊或者喺公共地方咧，會見到唔同嘅住客，咁呢個係個傳播途徑嚇。咁故此因應咁樣嘅結果咧，專家團隊亦都喺琴日咧認為係我哋唔需要做撤離嚇。咁以往做撤離咧，主要一個原因就係如果我哋睇到嗰個大廈係有一啲結構問題，導致到住嗰啲市民咧係不斷承受一啲新嘅風險咧，呢樣我哋係需要做撤離嘅，因為係唔合適居住嘛嚇。咁但係現時我哋睇翻咧嗰個傳播嘅途徑咧，我哋認為係發生咗嘅啊，即係話嗰個超級傳播者已經將個病毒帶出嚟。我哋今次嘅目標咧就係盡快揾翻晒已經潛伏緊嘅市民，希望喺個潛伏期裏邊咧，我哋盡快揾到佢出嚟啊。咁所以喺原址做一個強制嘅檢測咧，我哋而家係一個最恰當嘅做法。當然啦，如果潛伏期有幾天，做一個檢測係揾唔到一個潛伏期較後嘅市民咧，就要做幾次啦。咁所以咧，我哋今次係一個比較進一步嘅檢測嘅行動，就係希望咧市民係留喺自己嘅屋企裏邊， 用幾日嘅時間，我哋盡快將所有已被感染嘅市民咧，盡快揾到出嚟。咁當然喺住喺屋企裏面有其他需要配套啦，包括喺飲食上啊，或者有其他我哋咁，所以今次嘅行動亦都係即係多謝我哋房屋署嘅同事啦，去配合。
好，下一條，嗰邊第4行白色外套位女士。
Some questions from TMHK. Because last year the lockdown in Jordan lasted for 2 days, but why lockdown for 5 days for just the building now? And also, what would happen if residents do not go home tonight? Thanks.
Okay, first of all, thank you very much for your question. Today we announced that this restriction and testing declaration that we are going to this operation we're going to start tonight. The reason why this is a 5-day operation is mainly because we have identified some cases in the building. We have also identified some super spreader that have been going around the building, and I think later on Dr. Choi can provide more details. And so therefore, there could be some cases that are in their incubation period during this time that is living in the building. So this is our suspicion. And so therefore, we would, I think this is prudent to have this operation whereby we restrict, the residents' movement and have the compulsory testing, in the next few days, so that if there are cases that we can find out immediately, so that we can attain early detection and also early identification and early isolation. So I think this is the reason why it is 5 days. And Dr. Choi can give more details. Your second question, sorry? Okay, of course, I strongly appeal people who are now perhaps still at work or going to go home tonight would go home normally, like what they did, and the housing department would organize a number of supportive operations like meal delivery and so on. But at the same time, we will also be setting up a mobile testing station, near the building, so people can orderly, come down, to the mobile testing station to get their compulsory testing done. So I strongly appeal to that. But of course, in our observation, during the past, I think, 2 years in controlling the epidemic, I think our Hong Kong people are actually quite compliant in terms of, their going through compulsory testing, going through all these different restriction and testing declaration. I think they are more or less comply, and also they understand, this is something, while it could bring them some inconvenience, but at the same time, this is for the common good. And this is also to protect, everybody, in Hong Kong, not only from the building as well. Yes, Dr. Choi.
Okay. There are some specific dates we have to bear in mind in the investigations this time, because the first date is the date where the first case, the case number 13064, which visited the premises, which is on the 13th of January. Okay. The second day is that the incubation period, we suppose, for the cleaner. So from the visit of the first case to the premises, which is on the 13th of January, we suspect the second case, which is a cleaner, is infected. So the period of transmissibility, the communicability period, is between the 16th to 19th, which on the 20th of January, the cleaner is on leave that day. So we suppose on the 19th of January, some citizens, some residents are in the early phase of the incubation period that we can pick up. And in the coming days, we expect there will be some more residents that are incubating, and we can pick up these cases on subsequent RTD tonight and tomorrow.
好，下一條。呢邊第三行中間藍色牛仔嗰位記者。
局長好，經濟日報嘅第一個問題係想問呢，其實當局有冇係美孚嘅地鐵站有做環境樣本嘅化驗？咁嗰個結果係點呢？第二都係想講呢，即係頭先兩位都講係一個即係今晚嘅即係禁足啦，係一個及時嘅同埋最好嘅方法。但係我哋都見到呢，其實係有啲今朝早都係有啲居民其實係可以講係自由出入嘅。咁當中有個時間差，會唔會有啲個案就走落出嚟呢？同埋其實都見到5日嘅時間都有唔少個案出嚟嘅，都有傳話政府嘅檢疫設施未必夠嘅。咁如果之後繼續爆發嘅話，其實政府有幾多嘅檢疫設施可以用？係咪一開頭對第5波嘅疫情準備唔足呢？唔該。
好，咁我哋都會集中答翻喺逸葵樓嗰個個案啦，同埋檢疫設施嗰度。
好。首先咧就或者係啦，我都係集中答翻逸葵樓同埋咧係檢疫設施啦。第一咧就其實剛才咧我哋都提過啦，徐醫生咧亦都係俾咗一啲比較關鍵嘅日子，同埋咧我諗有一啲嘅即係懷疑有啲嘅個案咧，佢可能咧而家係喺一個潛伏期嗰度。咁所以其實我哋喺1月19號咧已經立即咧係好快咁樣啦，係做咗一個圍封強檢。咁當時咧我哋係有超過2500個嘅樣本咧係做咗。咁當然有好多都係陰性嚇，咁但係咧亦都係有一啲陽性嘅個案，有一個陽性嘅個案咧俾我哋揾到。咁後期咧一路咧個案追蹤一路做落去咧，就係發現咧係更加多。咁所以咧我哋亦都點解咧？琴晚咧好夜嚇，我哋都係請咗阿袁教授同埋其他嘅部門咧，係大家落去咧做一個視察，同埋咧係做一個評估同埋分析。咁我哋多次都講啊嚇，第一就係話我哋今次覺得咧係原址嘅強檢咧，其實呢個咧係一個合適嘅做法嚇，因為咧唔係一個結構性嘅問題，所以咧就唔需要咧係去一啲檢疫嘅設施啊，唔需要去一個檢疫嘅中心。大家都留意啦，好多時我哋即係尤其是初期嘅時候咧，其實咧有一啲情況咧都係做一個家居檢疫嘅，都有一個咁嘅情況。最緊要係佢嗰個行動咧係即係唔好走嚟走去啊！呢個咧係重要嘅。咁所以咧就算我哋嗰個檢疫嘅設施咧係足夠嘅話咧，其實今次呢個情況咧，我哋都係覺得咧係一個原址嘅做一個嘅圍封嘅強檢咧，呢個係最適合。喺乜嘢情況底下先至會去檢疫中心咧？剛才都多次提過，就係嗰個大廈或者係嗰個地方咧，其實係會個結構性有問題，或者係會覺得咧係會帶嚟風險。咁所以咧留喺嗰個地方咧，其實嗰個風險咧仲大。咁所以咧就係要去一個檢疫中心，或者係要做一啲撤離嘅行動。咁所以其實衛生防護中心每一次咧對於呢一啲嘅唔同嘅行動咧，其實都係有做風險評估，同埋咧係有佢嗰個嘅原因嚇。
關於檢疫設施，
係至於檢疫設施咧，我哋咧其實咧現階段咧當然咧係足夠，但係大家要留意，當個疫情咧係咁嚴峻嘅時候咧，其實咧隨時可能係有其他大廈或者係垂直傳播啊，或者我哋有另外一啲群組嘅爆發，我哋需要去有一啲嘅密切接觸者，有大量嘅密切接觸者，或者密切接觸者嘅家居接觸者，都會去到佢嘅需要咧係去檢疫中心。咁呢啲咧隨時嗰個即係備用係需要係多啲嘅。咁所以咧，我哋都會因應咧嗰個風險評估啦，同埋因應咧佢係需要去檢疫中心啊，定係原址去做檢疫或者係呢個強檢嗰個咧係去作一個安排嘅嚇。
好，下一條。嗰邊第三行綠色外套位女士。
Good afternoon. Actually, good evening, sorry, from the SCMP. Will there be any compensation provided for affected residents who cannot go to work during this 5-day operation? And is it effective to only lock down or do an RTD of Yat Kwai House when we know there are cases in another building of this estate? If more cases appear in the other buildings, will that essentially make this lockdown operation meaningless? And lastly, I'd just like to know if the prelim cleaner is vaccinated. Thank you.
Okay. First of all, yes, we understand with this operation of RTD for 5 days, people might felt that there are some inconvenience, such as what you've just said, that they may not be able to go to work. So we really appeal to the employers if they have employees that are actually caught in this this operation, that I hope they would actually treat this situation in a more open and understanding manner, so that they won't deduct people's salary and things like that, because this is an epidemic control operation in Hong Kong, and with this epidemic control operation, the most important aim is really to, first of all, to identify or to detect the cases within the building. And secondly, we want to stop the transmission chain, from going further. So therefore, this is really for the common good. Of course, as I've said earlier in my speech, there are other districts or other places that we are also concerned. For example, Aberdeen. For example, Sam Shui Po. So these areas we have issued compulsory testing notice and add a number of mobile testing stations and community testing centers there. And so we would like to appeal to people to actually go for compulsory testing if they are living in these areas. Of course, if we identify there are risks associated that warrants another RTD in another building or in another district, we would continue, of course. So those would not stop because we have this 5-day RTD operation, because this RTD and also the CTN are very effective and also critical measures to control our epidemic situation in Hong Kong. As far as the cleaner is concerned, perhaps Dr. Choi can provide more information. You want to know whether the cleaner is vaccinated?
I'm sorry, I don't have this information on hand. Yeah.
好，下一條呢邊最後位女士，白色衫外嗰位。
你好，香港01嘅，想問下咧，即係而家就講關於居民嘅安排啦，就知道大概咁。但係如果對於一啲喺日葵樓工作嘅人士係點樣安頓佢哋咧？即係而家有保安同埋清潔人士都有確診情況啦。咁無論係以前喺嗰度做緊嘢，或者未來呢5日可能都要繼續去服務嘅嗰啲工作人，係點樣可以處置佢哋喺個大廈，或者點樣安頓係啦佢哋？咁另外就係想問下實際少少嗰個執行上面，咁呢5日佢哋嗰個即係啲居民去做嗰啲檢測啦，咁係請問係按呢個例如分時段去安排啊，定係點樣？即係可以令到確保呢大概2700名嘅居民係唔會喺呢5日入邊都繼續去受呢個感染之類，係啊，唔該。
請阿陸生，
好啊，請阿陸生。
多謝問題。咁就喺日葵樓啊或者葵涌村入邊做緊嘢嘅工人啦，包括一啲嘅保安啊或者清潔工人咧，佢哋亦都咧係有部分咧係因為喺日葵樓啊嗰度工作過咧，亦都要咧進行一啲強制嘅檢測嘅嚇。咁我哋亦都咧已經咧同相關嘅服務嘅承辦商咧聯絡過啦，請佢咧就提供一啲嘅人手啦，足夠嘅人手啦，去維持翻咧我哋屋邨入邊嘅保安啊同埋清潔嘅服務嘅。嚇，咁至於居民個檢測嘅安排咧，我哋都會派啲同事啦，就會逐層咧上去咧拍門啦，咁有序咁樣咧請啲居民咧落去咧日葵樓下邊嗰個臨時嘅採樣站咧做一個檢測嘅。咁呢個安排咧同我哋以往做嘅檢測行動咧，亦都係一樣嘅。嚇，唔該。
好，最後一條，嗰邊中間白色衫嗰位女士。
你好，東方嘅，想問下，其實既然袁教授琴日都落場即係睇過啦，咁點解圍封要今晚6點先做呢？即係其實琴晚或者今朝點解唔做呢？會唔會係太遲做呢？因為其實今日晏晝即係市民都會出去飲嘢食嘢、翻工翻學嘅時候，其實會唔會都覺得係已經係造成咗傳播鏈？政府係咪仍然係太慢行動呢？另外第二條就係想問下，其實而家有冇鎖定究竟邊一位係超級傳播者？係咪即係影葵樓個位呢？如果唔可以確認到嘅話，咁其實係咪影葵樓都應該要封區，或者係成條村都應該封埋咧？唔該。
好多謝你嘅問題嚇。第一咧就係其實咧，如果我哋睇翻剛才徐醫生講嗰個時序咧，我哋喺1月19號咧已經係做咗一個嘅強檢嘅圍封嚇。咁嗰度咧係都第一俾咗一啲線索我哋啦嚇。第二咧亦都係有一啲嘅確診。當時係初步確診咧，係揾到出嚟，咁所以咧係呢個個案追蹤嘅工作咧係不斷咁樣發生，咁同埋咧係喺當我哋係睇到係有更加多嘅人士係確診，同埋咧係不同嘅樓層，同埋咧係不同嘅座向嘅時候咧，所以琴晚咧就係漏夜咧都請咗阿袁教授同埋我哋其他同事咧係去做一個評估，做一個風險嘅評估，同埋咧係做一個喺樓宇嗰個嘅評估。咁所以大家亦都留意到，琴晚咧阿袁教授咧佢完咗嗰個嘅評估，同埋我哋衛生防護中心嘅同事咧都出嚟咧宣佈翻當時佢哋嘅評估嗰個結果係點樣啦，同埋咧跟住咧我哋會做一啲乜嘢嘅行動。咁呢啲行動當然我哋喺我哋嘅強檢咧，其實差唔多咧每一日都做嘅。我哋喺1月19號做啦，咁去到1月20日，其實咧大家都係陰性結果先至可以離開嘅。今朝咧我哋已經亦都係擺咗一個一個嘅臨時嘅檢測站喺度咧，居民咧亦都係繼續咧去嗰度咧係做檢測嘅，咁所以我哋亦都係今日咧已經係立即咧係去同不同嘅部門，尤其是係房屋處嘅同事啦嚇，亦都係有一個指揮中心去處理而家我哋將會去即係推出呢一個嘅為期5天嘅一個行動。咁所以咧呢個其實我哋覺得呢個第一係合適啦，第二咧我哋已經係盡快係去處理，由我哋係19號開始係圍封強檢，跟住其他嘅強制檢測嘅工作，加埋咧去進一步今日咧係做呢個嘅5天嘅圍封嘅強制檢測行動嚇。至於嗰個超級傳播者，請睇下徐醫生有冇多啲資料。
嗱，呢個個案同我哋過往嘅調查都比較特別嘅，因為通常一個個案傳播俾其他人咧，好少會牽涉咁多個樓層、咁多個單位嘅嚇。咁所以整個調查由19號開始，我哋不斷都係揾緊咧，有咩中間嘅途徑可以將我哋咁多戶嘅人連結埋一齊咧咁樣啊。咁所以從而家串連翻，尤其是係我哋從個基因排序嗰度，尤其是佢係從組一個群組嘅，點解會同呢一個大廈有所關聯呢？咁而家我哋喺中間揾到啲關聯出嚟啊！咁所以就住我哋而家揾到個關聯呢，我哋都相信係由有一位即係清潔嘅同事咧，喺咁嘅情況之下咧，係最有可能咧接觸到最多嘅人，亦都呢樣嘢喺琴日嘅專家團隊考察上咧，亦都喺就住每一個可能性，包括喺個大廈結構、空氣等等。都就住每一個可能性去睇，咁呢個係現時我哋覺得最大機會會發生，導致到有咁多個樓層，每個樓層可能得一個單位，咁多個座向嚇，呢個可能性嚇。咁就住頭先傳媒朋友所問嘅，我哋嗰個強制檢測咧，其實我哋每一次進行咗個圍封行動之後咧，喺法例要求上咧都要做強制檢測嘅嚇。所以明白可能有一啲人士嚇今日會離開咗嗰個大廈返工，但係其實第一佢早前已經做咗19號嘅強制檢測係陰性，而佢後續嘅包括係第2、第3、第4、第7日、12、19日咧，其實佢都要做檢測嘅。咁但係我哋點解今日會做呢個行動咧？主要係希望我哋咧真係重點地喺個大廈呢一度咧，可以從幾日嘅強制檢測圍封嘅行動咧，可以盡快將我哋已經潛伏緊嘅一啲病患者揾出嚟嚇，呢個就係我哋嘅目標嚇。咁所以就住我哋而家最後就係我哋而家都係懷疑咧呢一個個案整個發生咧，都係有一啲人 導致到牽連咗唔同嘅單位嗰個人與人之間嘅傳播嚇。咁當然啦，我哋喺今日繼續做檢測之後，我哋會攞到再多數據，再睇下多啲單位出現嘅時候咧，會唔會對於我哋整個嘅判斷有任何嘅改變嚇？咁呢個一定要每一個檢測之後睇睇嘅個案嘅分佈。如果分佈嘅情況都係廣泛嘅，我諗都係符合咗我哋之前嗰個預算。
今日簡報會完結，多謝各位。